Dan has always wanted to be a dad, and that dream was finally coming true. Then his girlfriend left him and gave a heartbreaking ultimatum. He's about to make a mercy dash to the US to get his baby before it's too late.
Hey guys, and welcome to Mika Reaction Reviews, where I react and review to things on the internet. This is going to be a quick little video and I just wanted to highlight this story because I don't think dads often get highlighted in our society. So this Aussie man met a foreign female and they fell in love, I think, while she was on holiday, and she decided to go back to Australia and be with her mans, and then she ended up getting pregnant. They were going to have a life together, but I guess she started to feel lonely and homesick, so she went home. And then when she went home, she said, oh, by the way, I'm not coming back. I don't want to be with you anymore. And I got back with my ex-boyfriend, and this baby, we're having this in my belly. I want to give it up for adoption. Please sign these papers. All right. And the father of the child was like, hell's fucking no. I want my baby. You do you. You go with your ex-boyfriend and you live your life, but I want my baby. We both made this child, and I should have a say what happens to our baby.
Dan Gaut desperately wants to be a father.
I was ready when I was 21. I knew that it was just in my future, and I was just waiting for everything to align.
On a holiday to the US, he met who he thought would be the love of his life.
It was super spontaneous, and then just bumped into her there, and it was kind of like the two paths collide.
A whirlwind romance followed.
We only had a short amount of time together, a couple of days, so we were going out to restaurants and stuff, and I just couldn't shut up about it, basically.
Within days, his new love, Liv, moved from Texas to be with Dan. Things were falling into place. Dan and Liv were inseparable.
She was helping out on the job site. It was lovely. It just felt so right, and I was just so happy.
Then came the news. Liv was pregnant. In those blissful weeks, Dan and Liv began planning their life together. But cracks started to appear. Liv was homesick. Then she delivered a hammer blow.
Where were you the moment she told you that she wasn't coming back to Australia?
I was actually leaving the job site as she's telling me the news, and that she'd got back with her ex-partner, and I couldn't believe it. And I'm just like, what is happening? Like, you're pregnant with my daughter.
It was followed by another hammer blow.
She was starting to send me adoption options for people that she knew in Texas, and I was like, no, stop. Don't promise her to anyone. It feels so wrong. This is against all my morals.
Dan began his quest to raise the baby on his own.
I will do whatever it takes so I can be the father.
And so he asked her to please go along with the pregnancy, and please don't have the baby, and please don't get it for adoption, that he is on his way to pick up his fucking child. And that's exactly what he did. To be fair to the mother, she did agree to this. She said, yes, I will wait. I won't put the baby up for adoption, but you have to go through all these steps so you can get over here to take the child. And if you can't go through those steps, or you can't afford to go through those steps, then I have to give the baby up for adoption.
Liv's agreed to his plan. Now for the complicated part. Dan has to make a mercy dash to the US for Anna's birth, then complete the paperwork and pay for it.
We plan to drive from Austin to Houston, which is where the Australian embassy is, book an interview, have the paperwork ready, and send that off to Australia to get processed.
The father didn't have the money at the time, but he pulled together. He got a community of friends and family. They pulled the money together so he can do the paperwork and sign all the red tape so he can come to America and pick up his baby girl. I believe he had a daughter.
This is all going to take a lot of money. Do you have it? Do you have the money?
No, but there's been some incredible people donate. People that I haven't even spoke to since leaving school.
One thing Dan won't lack is help with the baby. His workmates are on board, like Riley Hart and Declan McLennan.
We'll all pitch in and help him out. I know there's a bunch of other people on the river. It's a pretty close community who have said they're going to help him out.
Is that what it's like around here? Like, people live here, they work here, everyone scratch each other back?
Yes, whenever someone needs help, just give a yell and someone will usually come running.
I'm hoping and praying, and everyone's praying, that it will be, a happy ending.
And happy ending, he did eventually do that. He did get his little baby girl.
Dan, I can't believe what I'm seeing. You were there and she is in your arms. Can you describe that?
Oh, she's just the cutest little thing. She's so good. She's
just adorable, just picture perfect. I don't know who's enjoying the cuddles more, me or her. Really, from that first moment of meeting, it was just like, okay, this is it. This feels right. This is perfect. I'm so happy. Yeah, she stole my heart for sure. Just the love for her just took over, and it was just like such a magical, loving moment that I just couldn't wait to hold up.
So yeah, good on him. I think it kind of sucks for the woman to get with her ex-boyfriend and decide she doesn't want her baby anymore. I think it's because of the ex-boyfriend. That's just my assumption, that the ex-boyfriend was like, I don't want to be raising no other man's kid, but like, you are the mother, and you, in my opinion, put a man over your child. But that's just my opinion. Maybe she just never wanted the kid, I don't know. I think it's really effed up. She sent him the adoption papers without even like discussing whether he wanted to put the baby up for adoption. But again, at least she said, fine, I will wait for you to come adopt well, not adopt, but come pick up our child, his daughter. But also reminds me of a story that I may have said before on this channel. I used to date this Italian guy. He was much older than me at the time. Like, I was legal, but he was in his mid-40s, and he was a very old school Italian. Like, he didn't show his emotions. He was very into being manly and the gender roles and all that good stuff. He was very old school Italian. His mama made pasta from scratch. His daddy never said I love you, stuff like that. But his father was a good man. He paid for the bills. He was the man of the house, all that stuff. Old school. But every year, I think we were together for 3 years, every year on Valentine's or around Valentine's, he would get really emotional, really sad, really down, really depressed. And again, this is like a stoic Italian man that I rarely saw get emotional that way. And it's because that he had a girlfriend before he came to America in Italy. He was coming to America. The plan was to fly her out, that he was coming to America to get settled, to get a job, to get a place, to get settled, because this is a long relationship. They were in a serious relationship. And as he was doing that, she ended up calling him up and saying, hey, I'm pregnant. And he was elated. He was overjoyed, because again, he's from old school. Like, he's about the getting married and having the babies and all that stuff. He wanted to be a father. He wanted to have kids. So he's really excited. And he said, oh great, cool, like, we'll just speed up the process and I'll get you down here and you'll have a baby and we'll be a family and we'll get married and all that stuff. Like, he wanted her. And she said no. She said, oh, no, I just called you out of courtesy, but I'm not having this baby. I'm having an abortion, because she was an exotic dancer and she was young like me. And she just felt like, look, I'm young. I don't want to ruin my body. This is my career. I'm not having this baby. I just wanted to tell you, just to let you know, I'm getting an abortion. And he was devastated. He begged her not to get an abortion. She just said no. So he said, okay, fine, you don't have to raise a baby. Like, just come down here. I'll take care of everything. I'll take care of you, and then you can have the baby and hand the baby over to me and just sign over your rights, and you don't have anything to do with the baby. And she still said no, I want an abortion. And he said, fine, like, look, whatever you want, like, if you want to, you don't have to come here. If you don't want to be with me anymore, that's fine. We don't have to get married. You don't have to come to America. Just stay in Italy. I'll get you a condo, I'll get you a car, I'll buy you whatever you want. He was financially well off, so he can do this. I'll buy you whatever you want. I'll pay for every medical bill. I'll give you an allowance, whatever you need. I'm just asking you to please have the baby, and you don't have to be the mom. The baby doesn't even know why you have to exist. Like, I just want to adopt. I will take parental rights. I'll take care of the baby. Just please have the baby. And she said no. She said, no, I don't want to do that. I can't, I don't want to live in a world knowing I have a child that I have nothing to do with, which I never understood that argument. Like, you rather just the baby not exist. But anyway, she said no, and she still went through the abortion. And he was devastated. He cried. And every year around Valentine's, he gets really sad. It's like, basically, he is mourning the death of his child, and he always says, I always imagine what sex it would be and how old that my child would be now, and what we will be doing, and what the child will look like, and all those things. And I think meeting him was the very first time that I saw with my own eyes that men, maybe not all men, but there are men out there that do care what happens, that losing their child to abortion does affect them emotionally, psychologically, spiritually, that they are affected by it, that it hurts them, that not having really a choice in the matter, besides, I mean, not knocking someone up, it does, like, really affects them. And I think because I grew up, like we all grew up in a society that's like, oh, it doesn't really matter what the man wants, and men don't really care, they're just happy to get off, they're just happy to not have the responsibility or the accountability to a child, they don't care, they're probably celebrating that you got an abortion, right? And I'm sure there are some men who are relieved if when they get pregnant gets an abortion, but there are some men who are really emotionally affected either way, whether the child is given up for adoption, whether the child is aborted, or whether the child does come to existence. A lot of men are devastated that they don't really have a say at all in the matter, really. And I don't know how to make that a thing, by the way. Like, I don't know if a man should be able to be like, you must have the baby and tie the woman down. I don't know. Like, I don't know how to fix this other than as a society acknowledging that men are affected by these things, and to acknowledge that men should have at least a say-so and not feel like they're being patriarchal demons for doing so. Yeah, I think that was the first time I realized, like, okay, this is for guys, and we should care. We should care how it affects them. So as much as I'm like this woman who married, you know, went out with this Australian guy, kind of was like a little bit of a flake about it, at least she didn't just say like, fuck you, I'll do whatever I want, it's my baby, my body. And she allowed the dad to come over and rescue his daughter. And hopefully they both have great lives together. And she's gonna be daddy's little girl. He's about to spoil the fuck out of her. She's gonna be a little princess. And maybe someday the mother grows up and, you know, matures and does want to be a part of her daughter's life, so her daughter doesn't have to grow up with that abandonment feeling and attachment issues because the one person that was supposed to protect her and love her didn't want her. Hopefully she does that for her daughter someday, and hopes to hear any trauma that might leave this child. Anyway, guys, let me know what you guys think of this video in the comment section below. Please like, comment, subscribe, hit that bell to notifications when I do upload. All of that really does help with the algorithm, guys. You can donate. My PayPal and Cash App link is in the description box below, and you can super thanks. If you super thanks with a comment, I will read it in the next video. And you guys have an amazing, beautiful day.